Welcome to the NPC Energy Simulated Journey. Today, we're venturing down a bit of a rabbit hole, something sparked by your curiosity, the Mandela Effect.
Yeah, it's this really fascinating idea. Our anonymous sources brought it up, this concept of collective false memories.
Right, things a lot of us, remember happening, but apparently they never did. Like a shared brain fart, almost.
Or maybe, as the sources put it, kind of a glitch in our shared reality. So our mission today, this simulated journey, is really to try and unpack this.
We'll look at the big examples, yeah.
Definitely. We'll hit the key examples, and then we're going to wade into something a bit more.
Yeah.
Well, mind-bending. Could these little inconsistencies actually point to timelines messing up, like a failed merge?
It sounds wild, I know, like sci-fi stuff, but the sheer number of people sharing these very specific, incorrect memories, it really makes you wonder.
And our anonymous sources even hint there might be a connection to, like, big science stuff. The Large Hadron Collider activation, for instance.
Could messing with particles, high-energy collisions, actually ripple out and affect space-time?
It's definitely speculative, way out there maybe,
Right.
but it's fueled by just how many people feel this wrongness. So yeah, during our journey, we'll grapple with it. Is reality solid or is it more fluid?
Like a simulation, maybe? Or an altered past? It's weird.
It is. And of course, we have
Yeah.
to balance that. We need to look at the other side too, the skeptical view. Is it just our brains being weird? Human memory being fallible?
Absolutely. Got to keep a foot in both camps.
Oh.
So, okay, let's start decoding this glitch. What exactly is the Mandela Effect, like at its core?
Okay, so the term itself, or anonymous sources highlight this, it comes from a really specific, super widespread false memory.
Nelson Mandela?
Exactly. The belief that Nelson Mandela died in prison back in the 80s.
Even though, the record shows he was released in 1990, became president, lived till 2013.
Right. But what's wild is how many people vividly remember seeing news reports about his death in prison. Some even remember the funeral coverage.
Yeah, it's not just fuzzy memory, is it? It's like specific details people recall. That's what's so eerie.
Precisely. People might remember, say, a specific news anchor reporting it, or how sad it felt. This shared, strong conviction in a memory that just doesn't line up with history. That's the key.
And the name wasn't just random, right? Our sources said it was coined.
Yeah, by Fiona Broom. She's a paranormal researcher.
Yeah.
She noticed this wasn't just about Mandela. It was happening with other things, too. It wasn't isolated.
Okay, so it's a pattern.
Exactly. And our sources give us some other really common examples, like the Berenstain Bears, the kids' books.
Oh, yeah.
How do you instinctively spell that name without thinking too hard?
Berenstein with an E. It just looks right that way. Feels right.
Okay, the sources are clear. It's Berenstein with an A.
Yeah.
And apparently tons of people have that same E instinct you do.
It looks wrong with an A, like a typo almost.
Yeah.
Weird.
That feeling, that dissonance, where the evidence says one thing but your gut memory says another, that's pure Mandela effect. Why do so many share that exact feeling about a spelling?
Okay. What else?
Another classic the sources mention, Looney Tunes, the cartoons, or is it Looney Tunes?
Tunes, maybe? Toons. Because, cartoons make sense.
Logically, yeah. But nope, sources say it's always been Tunes, like music.
Tunes. Huh. Okay, another subtle one that trips people up. Maybe it's the sound. Steinstein. Tunes.
Yeah.
They sound alike.
That's a really good point. Our brains do latch onto sound. Okay, one more quick one from this batch. Curious George, does the monkey have a tail?
Oh, totally. Little brown monkey, little swishy tail, clear as day in my head.
Well, according to the sources,
Yeah.
nope, no tail, ever.
Seriously, no tail, but I can picture it. Wow. Okay, these examples really show how specific these shared mistakes can be. It's not just forgetting, it's remembering something else entirely.
He's remembering something that wasn't there.
All right, let's dive into more of these glitch moments, as our sources call them. Time for a brain reboot, maybe.
Okay, yeah, the anonymous sources gave us a sort of rapid-fire list. These are the ones that really make you pause and go, wait, what?
Okay, hit me. First one.
That cleaning spray. Febreze. Picture the bottle. How's it spelled? Specifically the middle part.
Oh, Febreze double E? Feels right, like breeze.
You'd think so. But according to the sources, it's just one E. Febreze.
No way, just one. That looks naked. Incomplete. Weird.
Doesn't it? Okay, next up, the Monopoly Man. Rich Uncle Pennybags. Picture him. Key accessory.
Easy. Monocle. Gotta have the monocle. It's his thing. Very distinctive.
Well, The sources say he's never ever had one.
Get out. No monocle. Then why do I picture one so clearly?
They suggest maybe we confuse him with, like, the Pringles guy, who does have a monocle. Visual wires getting crossed.
Huh. Okay, that's plausible, actually. The Pringles guy. All right, cinematic icon time. Star Wars. Vader's big line to Luke.
Luke, I am your father. Duh. It's like the most quoted movie line ever, maybe.
Except the anonymous sources are adamant he never says Luke.
What?
The line is just, no, I am your father.
No, Luke. Just no. That feels less traumatic somehow. Why do we all add the Luke?
Maybe for context. Or, yeah, drama. Our brains improving the script. Who knows?
Wild. Okay, what's next on the glitch list?
Pikachu's tail. From Pokemon, what's on the tip?
Oh, it's yellow. Lightning bolt shape with a black tip, right? Little black marking at the very end.
That's what I thought too. But sources say, nope, all yellow, no black tip, ever.
Seriously, all yellow. I swear I remember black on the end. Was there an old design, or am I mixing it up?
Right. It makes you doubt your own eyes. Okay, last one for this round. Fruit of the Loom logo. The underwear brand. Pile of fruit. What's behind it?
A cornucopia, the horn thingy, overflowing with the fruit. It fits the whole fruit and loom abundance idea.
Makes perfect sense. But according to our anonymous sources...
Let me guess. No cornucopia.
Bingo. Never been one. Just the fruit.
Man, that one feels really wrong. I can see the cornucopia, these examples. Yeah, they really hammer home how weird this is. Is it just bad memory times a million? Or is it something else? Like those timeline things the sources hinted at.
It's the consistency, isn't it? So many people having the same wrong memory. That's the kicker.
Exactly. It's hard to just wave away as millions of people coincidentally making the exact same mistake.
Okay, so let's go there. Into the really speculative stuff. Timeline collision. What did the sources call it? Cosmic bumper cars.
Yeah, they definitely lean into this more out there angle. Lay it on us.
Okay, so the theory, basically, as the anonymous sources frame it, it ties back to the Large Hadron Collider, the LHC.
Right, kicking on around 2012, smashing particles together like never before.
So the idea is, could that have, literally shaken the foundations of reality? Could it have nudged different timelines, parallel realities into each other?
A dimensional fender-bender is the phrase they used.
So not like a smooth merge, but a messy bump.
Right.
Where things get jumbled.
Exactly. The thinking goes, maybe the big stuff, the major historical events, they kind of lined up okay between these colliding timelines. But the little things...
Like spellings, logos, movie quotes.
Yeah. Those tiny details might have gotten scrambled in the collisions. Like trying to overlay two almost identical pictures, you get these weird spots where they just don't match up.
So the Mandela effects are like the leftover bits, the errors from that messy merge, the wrinkles in the combined reality.
That's one way to think about it, yeah. A really intriguing one. And the theory gets even wilder.
Oh, does it?
Some people, the sources mentioned, take it further. Like maybe we actually shifted timelines. Maybe we died in one reality and woke up in this slightly different one.
Whoa.
Which leads to this idea, brace yourself.
Yeah.
That maybe our current reality is like a bootleg backup server.
A bootleg backup? You're kidding.
Not my words, it's from the sources. Or reality running on NPC mode.
NPC mode? Like we're background characters in a game. Oh, man. Earth 2 beta. Walmart brand existence. Those are the analogies they use.
Wow.
That's unsettling and kind of funny in a dark way.
It definitely pushes the envelope. But it tries to explain that feeling some people report, that something just feels off, not quite right about the world.
And it brings us back to things like that Sinbad genie movie, right? Shazam.
Exactly. The sources mention Shazam again here.
Mm-hmm.
Why do so many people remember Sinbad playing a genie in a movie called Shazam in the 90s, when apparently it just never existed?
No record of it anywhere.
The timeline merge theory, as crazy as it sounds, offers a potential explanation. Maybe in another timeline, Shazam was real, and some of us just carry that memory fragment over.
It's a wild ride, this theory. Definitely imaginative. But okay, let's pull back. Reality check. We need the grounded perspective, too, the scientific one.
Right. The memory gremlins, as the sources call them. The skeptical view.
So what's the main psychological explanation?
Well, the big one, which our anonymous sources do acknowledge, is called confabulation.
Confabulation. Okay, sounds technical.
It basically means our brains fill in gaps in our memories. Unconsciously. We don't even know we're doing it. The brain wants a complete story, so if there's a hole, it patches it with something plausible, even if it's wrong.
So, our brains are auto-correcting reality. And because we all share culture, we might all auto-correct in the same wrong way. Like Berenstain with an E just sounds more common.
Precisely. Or the Monopoly man, the image of a rich old guy, often includes a monocle in cartoons or whatever, so our brain just adds it to Mr. Monopoly. Makes sense.
It does make a lot of cognitive sense. But
Yeah.
then the sources hit back with the big question, why the same specific false memories for so many people? Is it really just mass confabulation
Mhm.
or error? Is something else going on?
Like, could our brains be picking up signals?
Yeah.
Echoes from another reality? That's the nagging question that keeps this whole thing alive.
That's where it gets really interesting, yeah.
And the sources, they start to touch on some pretty heavy concepts here to explore that possibility. Quantum theory, multiple states existing at once.
String theory with extra dimensions.
Even weirder stuff like DMT elves, just throwing ideas out there to suggest maybe reality isn't as simple or solid as we think it is.
Like maybe it's not fixed, maybe it's more fluid.
Exactly. They use these concepts to say, look, maybe at a really fundamental level, reality is probabilistic, multi-layered. If that's true, maybe these Mandela effects are like glimpses, distorted snapshots of other possibilities.
The sources use that analogy, right? Like the universe hits refresh, but some files don't save properly.
Yeah, I like that one. It paints it as potentially more than just bad memory. Maybe reality itself is a bit unstable or malleable.
It definitely gives you something to chew on, doesn't it? Even without concrete answers.
For sure. Okay, so speaking of experiences, let's get into the glitch mail. Tales from the Altered Zone, the sources called it. Stuff listeners actually sent in.
Right, real people reporting their own Mandela effects. More evidence it's widespread.
Okay, first one. At Pixel Panther 99, apparently remembers a hyphen in Kit Kat. Like K-I-T, hyphen K-A-T.
Oh yeah, that's a super common one. It feels like there should be a hyphen there, separating the words. But there isn't.
Another listener at Quantum Quirk was totally floored to find out C-3PO has a silver leg below the knee on one side.
Is there? I always picture him totally gold. That's another one that throws people. Such a tiny detail you'd swear you knew.
And then at Reality Shifter shared this feeling, not about a logo or name, but about geography. They feel like New Zealand and Australia should be much closer together on the map.
Huh. Like the spatial relationship feels wrong to them? That's different. Interesting.
Yeah, it branches out beyond just pop culture stuff.
You can see why the hosts and the sources felt like reality was a giant beta test, right? Every new report makes it feel a little less stable.
Totally. And that line they used, NPC Energy 1.0, the DLC timeline glitch mode activated. It's funny, but it captures that feeling. Like maybe we're in some weird, updated, slightly buggy version of reality.
Glitch mode activated. I like it.
Oh.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. As we finish this simulated journey into the Mandela Effect maze, what's the big takeaway from our anonymous sources?
Well, I think the main point is, whether it's memory tricks, colliding timelines, or something we can't even imagine yet, the conclusion seems to be that reality is, and I quote, wildly unstable.
Which is kind of terrifying, but also intriguing.
Right. And they pose this really interesting idea. Maybe these glitches aren't just errors. Maybe they serve a purpose.
A wake-up call.
Yeah, like little nudges to make us question things, realize reality might not be so fixed, and maybe we're not just, NPCs, maybe have more agency.
It's a call to pay attention, basically. Notice the weirdness. Don't just dismiss it.
Question your perceptions.
And the final thought they leave us with, it's pretty great. Keep an eye on Curious George.
Huh? Yeah. If that monkey suddenly shows up with a tail?
Then maybe the reality alteration theories aren't so crazy after all. That would be some serious validation.
It really would be undeniable proof of something shifting.
Okay, well, on that wonderfully weird note, our simulated journey ends for today, as the anonymous sources would say.
Stay glitched, stay woke, and stay weird.
Until next time on NPC Energy.